Everything is bigger in Texas. That goes for our race lengths as well as we get set to go racing for one of the longest races in the TNGG IEL Truck Series season in the Lone Star State. Welcome to Fort Worth and the Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the Lone Star GW Graphics 200 live on Green Flight TV. Hello one and all and welcome to the show. My name is Ola Rampo with Daniel Paulus Jr. beside me in the broadcast booth. Together we'll be bringing you all of the coverage here tonight from tonight's 133 lap to 100-mile event. It's going to be a fun race for all involved as we get set to see what these 24 trucks will be able to do here at this 1.5-mile speedway on an older configuration. This one all the way back, Daniel, from 2008.
And with an old track means different setups and different on the tires. So we're going to see how that plays out later tonight.
We most certainly will. We'll take a look at your championship standings entering tonight's race, where it is Brad Slagle in the points lead by 10 over Michael Mayu in his Team Extreme Racing 00. Timmy Reed's picked up third, but still 11 points out behind Michael Mayu as the points gap start to separate out. At the moment, one of the closest fights is that one for sixth between Christopher Howell and Bill Hales, separated by just 3 entering your race here tonight. But you take a look from 1st to 18th, and already it's a spread of over 150 points. So it means that with no stages involved and a lot of points on the line, these gaps can spread out quickly. So a lot of these drivers further down the field, they're going to have to hope they can get themselves sorted with some good finishes here sooner or later.
With good finishes mean good points for the end of the race and towards a championship.
Qualifying currently underway, of course, here from the Texas Motor Speedway. As you see some of our drivers currently hitting to the racetrack. We'll go down and check in on some of our drivers still hitting out with some qualifying laps. You've got the like here of Alan Isaac currently working his way around in his number 44 machine. He's going to be putting himself on this opening lap, which should be looking to tuck himself in right around, hopefully within that top 10, but it's not going to be a lap counted, as a matter of fact. So invalidated on his opening lap. He still has one more, though, to try to see if he can put himself up further on the boards.
And you want to get a good qualifying lap down so you can start towards the front and you're not cooking those tires and being in a dirty air here at Texas, because when you're in a dirty air, it's really hard to pass here.
Of course, it's a tire killer as well, and being in dirty air, as I mentioned before, not going to be helping any of that factor, of those factors in the slightest. And second lap also invalidated for Alan Isaac, so not going to be on the boards at all for Isaac, as he's going to be finding himself relegated down to drivers that are outside of those attempting to qualify. We look to the lines of Jacob Malone. He's going to be currently 10th quick on the boards, as he's trying to see if he can put himself a bit further up the road in his DeWalt Toyota Tundra out of Tampa Bay, Florida. Malone going to get set to come across the start-finish line for lap number 2. Sits number 10. Is it going to be quicker? It is quicker on the time, and that's going to put him up to 6th spot, so outside for row number 3.
And with that, Jacob Malone is currently P6 right now. Not a bad qualifying run. It is decent. You can be in the middle of the pack, but you just don't want to be all the way in the back where you're going to have to really work your way up to the front. And you got a lot of time here at Texas. It's not a short track. You got time to make your way up to the front. You just want to be there at the end, as you see Mike Allen getting ready for his qualifying lap.
Currently taking lap number 2 from the Texas Motor Speedway. And while we, of course, have these few minutes here under qualifying, we'll take a ride on board with Christopher Howell. We'll show you what a lap here around the Texas Motor Speedway looks like from the driver's eye. This is going to be on board with Howell. Currently sits 18th, trying to improve himself in his number 1.
As you see, Christopher Howell was really strong last weekend at Iowa. Let's see what he can do here tonight here at Texas, but I really want to see what he can do, and I have a feeling he's going to be up towards the front tonight.
Flying down to the turn numbers 3 and 4, barely lifting out of the throttle for the driver out of North Carolina, as he's going to come across the start-finish line this time by. Sits 19th on the boards to get set to cross the line. Is it any sort of improvement? It is. It's going to be up to 7th place. That's going to put him inside row number 4. And that's qualifying complete then for Christopher Howell. Still have a few drivers, though, looking to put down some times, among those being the likes of Josh Berry.
And with Josh Berry, he's another strong driver that we saw last weekend at Iowa. And I expect big things out of these drivers that were doing really good so far early on this season. As you see Josh Berry coming off turn 2, going down the back straightaway. What do you think they're going to do here in the beginning of the race?
I think at this point, with the race this long, you'd have to play it a bit more conservative early on. We know we've got a few pit stop windows in us tonight, so there's no point in trying to push your luck this early on, as Barry will cross start finish this time by. It'll be 18th quick for Barry. That'll be a decent enough time for the Team IEL 97, but going to be looking to improve and break up into the 29-second bracket. Current time to beat, a 29.728 set by Merrick Watchorn for pole. He's coming to the conclusion of his second lap this time through. You ride on board with Barry as he'll fly around off of turn numbers 3 and 4 into the quad oval across the start-finish line. Double improvement. We'll see Barry go up to 4th, so almost into the lead, but stays on that second row, but less than a tenth of a second at the moment separated them up at the top.
Don't forget, if this race is going to happen with the sun out like this, that means the track's going to be a lot more slicker. Your cars are going to be a lot more loose. So we're going to have to watch these drivers come out of turn 4 especially, because that's where I've seen drivers have the most issues when the sun is out on this track. As you see the 77 of Robert Armerl.
Robert Amaro going to go 18th quick with a 29.996, 1,000th quicker than Tim Setzer. That's going to be the last of the drivers that are going to be able to put down the qualifying lap. There's not enough time left, and we do still have a minute or two here before we get this race officially underway. So we'll take a quick step back from Greenfly TV. We'll be back with you for your starting grid.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
30 seconds left in qualifying before we get things down to the starting grid. If you're just joining us, welcome. All you've missed so far is qualifying for the Lone Star JW Graphics 200 on Greenfly TV. Once again, my name is Ola Rempel alongside Daniel Paulus Jr. We're bringing you all the coverage here tonight from start to finish. We're going to be closing out qualifying here in just a few seconds, and we'll get to turn things down to the grid. But I have to say, it so far has been one heck of a run. We'll be seeing the 64 truck of Engstrom going to be looking to try to put down a lap, but it is too little, too late. Qualifying clock will expire, and we're going to be getting things on down to your starting grid. So let's see then who's going to be up on pole position. It'll be none other than the likes of Merrick Watchorn to kick things off for us here on that pole position with a 29.728. Aaron Raymond, lines up beside him on the front row. Brady Weileman and Josh Berry round out row number 2 with Patrick Hernandez and Timmy Reed on row number 3. Jacob Malone and Christopher Howell bring up row 4 with John Bualda Jr. and Thomas Lane Jr. on row 5. Brad Slegg, the points leader, on a bad qualifying effort for him, all things considered, finds himself on row number 6 alongside with Jeremy Daring. Moving on down to the field, John Holliday and Tom Dixon going to be back on row number 7. Dale Rapp out of Ohio and Anthony Mata will be back on row number 8. Selena Thompson is going to be on row 9 alongside Robert Amaro. Tim Setzer and Mike Allen will be on row number 10 to round on the top 20. Michael Mayu for Team Extreme Racing was the final driver to put down a qualifying lap, and again, he is our points runner-up as it stands. So Michael Mayu has a lot of work to do if he wants to maintain that position, starting 0.4 of a second off the pace. Bill Hales, the first driver not to put down a lap. For there, you've got Kitty Engstrom, who we are not expected to take to the grid. The driver to Scandinavia jumping in at the buzzer, but not able to put down a qualifying lap. Joshua Jernigan will be alongside him, and Bill English along with Alan Isaac will be back on row number 13. Now, the big thing to note about Engstrom here, Daniel, is the fact that, of course, it doesn't matter so much if you get a time, it matters if you've attempted it. And while a lot of drivers are going to be graded on up because, of course, they put down the laps, they just weren't counted, right? That counts as a qualifying attempt, though. Engstrom never even made it out of pit road, though. I think that's where we're going to be seeing potentially that 64 truck might not be allowed to make a start. But as I see, he is graded up right now, so they might be making an exception for him.
For sure. And another thing is, for these drivers that are doing the qualifying, it is also giving them extra laps and extra practice to see how their truck is handling, so they have an idea of how their truck is going to handle throughout the race here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. But with the drivers that didn't attempt to qualify because they didn't have enough time, well, I don't know what to tell them. They're just going to have to try to see how their truck handles.
Pace truck starts to lead this field, 26 trucks strong. We thought it was going to be 23, but we had 3 trucks jump in right at the last second to give us a 26-strong grid. That's actually, I think, the biggest grid we've had so far all season long.
Nice.
TNGG IEL Truck Series. Yeah, I agree. A great field of trucks here tonight that are coming on now to spend their Saturday night racing with us. And we're happy, of course, you're joining us on Green Flag TV to join us in all of the action. It'll be in the hands of Watchorn and Raymond lining it up on that front row as we'll get set to go racing for 133 laps, 200 miles over the course of the night. Track temperature sits at a surprisingly cool 89 degrees Fahrenheit, all things considered, but only 74 degrees in the air. And of course, it's only going to get cooler as the night goes along, with it being just past 5 o'clock in sim time. Track temperature, not going to be playing too much of a factor, I think, in how this race is going to be kicking off. It's all going to be about that dirty air and how that affects the tire degradation. Pace truck going to pull in, this time by, off of turn number 4. And it's time to get this party started. Green flag is out here in Texas.
See the 91 of Watchorn getting a nice jump there on the inside lane. But look at this 6 of Raymond holding strong there, battling for the second position for the number 2 truck.
Great launch, as mentioned by Merrick Watchorn. Oh, and contact!
Whoa.
Raymond getting muscled out of line, 3 wide. Coming around to turn numbers 1 and 2. Hernandez losing the number 90 as well. Chases the 97 up the hill. We are clean and green off of turn number 4. And it is going to be one Merrick Watchorn to lead us underway as this race well and truly down and sorted then here for the Texas Motor Speedway. We saw Hernandez get loose, get up into Raymond, but so far they're going to keep it clean other than that as we hightail it down the back straightaway, down for 3 and 4.
Raymond keeps it straight as they're coming out of turn 4. And look who's sitting in third right now. It looks like Patrick Hernandez or Josh Berry. One of them. Whoa, as I thought the 90 truck there, Patrick Hernandez got a little loose there coming in a tri-oval, but nothing bad happening right now. As you see Watchorn still in the lead, but behind them, they are just battling really hard.
Weileman and Barry side by side down the back straightaway as we'll get set to take this one down in the turn numbers 3 and 4. See the 97 of Barry working the bottom. The 89 of Malone trying to follow through. Weileman side by side with Raymond off of turn number 4 and into the quad oval. Watchorn continues to lead the way. Up in front, we're finally going to get things singled out as Brady Weileman falls back to that 6th position. We are still the single file just about all the way else throughout the field. But everybody's still very much tightly packed together. And here comes Malone making the charge for second.
Malone's going to take second place away now as he pushes the 97 of Josh Berry up. Josh Berry looks like he's going to settle back there for third. But look at the 6 of Raymond. Little contact between 97 and 6. Still battling hard side by side, but it looks like it's going to be a 97 of Josh Berry that's going to get P3 there, as you see Raymond now battling with the 90 of Hernandez for 4th.
Ripping down the back straightaway. Raymond going to tuck back in line behind Hernandez. Watchorn has not been able to break away with that race lead like he has to do. And now Jacob Malone looking like he wants to make a charge with the race lead. Now the big thing is Watchorn deliberately cutting his own pace short in an effort to save tires? Of course, tire degradation, a huge factor at the Texas Motor Speedway, and no doubt Watchorn very much aware of this, especially on this older layout. I think that's what's allowing him to kind of keep things a bit tight. He's going to block to the bottom, though.
Whoa.
Jacob Malone charging for the lead. He's not having it. He's going to get to the back bumper of Watchorn and almost punch him around over at turn number 3.
Very close there. As you see, excellent battles going on for first position. But look at the 97 and 90 of Hernandez and 97 of Josh Berry. Now trying to settle it for third, but they are just battling side by side still. As you see the 98 of Hernandez on the top here. It looks like he's going to get the runoff out of turn 2.
This is some amazing fighting that we're having here in the early going. We're not even 10 laps deep. You have to wonder then what's the aggression going to be like if we get a late race restart in this thing. We'll check back in a bit deeper down the field. You got fights everywhere you look. The 61 of Selena Thompson. Looks like that Toyota's been beat around a bit in this field as she runs between Brad Slagle and Jeremy Daring at the moment. The 052 pulling clear of that 61. This is the fight for 11th first spot outside the top 10. You can see Thompson still trying to make something happen up on the high side.
For sure, as you see, Slagle is now under fire from the 61 of Selena Thompson. It looks like we might go 3 wide here going into turn 3.
Jeremy Daring goes 2 for 2, goes from 13th to 11th in 3 and 4. The 35 truck saw an opening, made it happen, and that's going to push Daring now up into that 11th spot. Slagle on the back foot now, starting to drop a bit further down into this field. So this is going to be an intense run for these drivers as Slagle, again, on the back foot here and is struggling to see if he can't maintain some of these last positions up on the boards. But so far, I think for the likes of Brad Slagle, he's wishing this day could be going a little bit better so far for him.
And don't forget, we're only going on lap 10 here out of 133, so we got a long way to go here. Brad Slagle can get up to the front. I believe he can. I believe in him. It's just that you want to get up to the front but not use your tires where the point you're just going to fall back.
Some more positions being swapped around a bit deeper in the field. John Holliday losing out to Selena Thompson here potentially. This is again for that 12th position. Thompson trying to go for the high side, but John Holliday in the 8 truck keeping it pinned to the bottom. Meanwhile, Bill English trouble in the background as English has gone around off of turn number 4. He's down and into the infield. He'll rejoin onto the racetrack safe and sound. We'll jump back and take a look on what just happened with the likes of English coming off of turn number 4. Oh, we got a bit of a help from the 60 truck there of Mike Allen.
I believe that's what happened last weekend at Iowa with the 86 there of English, but his truck just came around that weekend.
See Mike Allen chasing him up the track in 3 and 4, and I think he just washed up, got tied off of turn 4. Great save, though, from English, though, to keep that truck pointed in the right direction. Although he has lost a boatload of time as a result of that one. Now he is down to pit road, and that truck is crabby, so he's got suspension damage on that Ford F-150. That's going to effectively end English's day. While Aaron Raymond continuing to slip further and further back. Christopher Howell just got by him for 6th.
Great battling on. And there's the one truck of Howell that I just mentioned earlier on in the qualifying runs. Keep an eye on that one truck. He was really strong last week, and I think he's going to be strong here tonight. He's just waiting for that right opportunity.
Some great fights so far up and down throughout this field. And who says the Texas Motor Speedway is not an exciting track to run at? Maybe a slewer configuration leaves something to be desired, but not this older layout. This is where it's at here in the Lone Star State. As Anthony Mata side by side with Brad Slagle. Mata continuing to put Slagle on the back foot, pushes him out of the top 15. Mata goes through that 15th spot, and Bill Hale's going to pick off 16th spot as well. Bumpy Slagle down to 17th, and it's about to be 18th as Robert Amaro, wanted to try to find a hole through as well. Further towards the front, Josh Berry, Brady Weileman side by side as well. Weileman to the 2 truck, struggling on the back foot. Caution is out as Tim Setzer has had a spin off of turn number 4. And that's going to put us under the yellow flag for the first time here on lap number 15. He'll find his way to pit road and likely go straight into his box if he hasn't already missed it. And in fact, he has missed it. So he's going to have to go all the way back around. He'll likely get that penalty cleared then. Wasn't exactly in a whole lot of control. But Merrick Watchorn continues to be your race leader as the yellow flag will fly for the first time here tonight the Lone Star JW Graphics 200. We will go back and take a look on what just happened here to Tim Setzer coming off of turn number 4, and he's hit the wall. He's lost that one all on his own, and Michael Mayu left with nowhere to go. And that's what punts the 43 truck around and into the infield. That was a heavy lick that he took into that outside wall. We'll ride on board with the 00 of Mayu here, as he had just no preparation at all. 43 gets into the wall, and you just can't slow up in time. At that point, you're committed to an exit line. That could be a killer, though, for Mayu's race.
It really could. Man, it's been an exciting race so far. What do you think, Nolan?
I think there's still a lot more race and a lot of these drivers left, and this race going to take to pit road as Merrick Watchorn going to lead the entire field so far down into the pit road. Now one driver opting to stay out on the racetrack. Same thing for Bill English, who was, of course, a lap down. He'll likely come in this next time through. Watchorn, the first driver in. Watch for who might be taking fuel only, who might be going for tires. Hernandez took fuel only. He is off and away, as did Merrick Watchorn. In fact, Hernandez actually missed his pit box altogether. So Merrick Watchorn out of pit road. Well, the rest of the field going to have to slowly cycle on out behind. And it's looking to be fuel only all the way up until about 13th spot. Then you have Dale Rapp that's taken 2, and Josh Berry has taken 4. How about Aaron Raymond way down the order, as he was, I think, getting damage repaired for his number 6 truck. He was in the pits for 33 seconds, longest pit stop out of anybody. I think that was some damage that he was getting fixed up on his Campbell number 6. And see, that damage is still a little bit present, I think, on the left front there. You see, it was a little kind of dented in. And a paint scratch as well, I see.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to affect him really that much.
It's Patrick Hernandez on his way back into pit road. The driver whose home race this is tonight from Fort Worth, Texas, on a horrendous start to his race. He had such a good launch out of the gate, but missed his pit stall in this first run of stops, and that's going to bump him now all the way down the field to 25th place. That is devastating for Patrick Hernandez, who's got to have he's going to be kicking himself for that mistake, but hey, at least it's early, right? It's best to get these mistakes out of the way in the early going, so that way you can be even better when we get down to those critical money stops over in the last half of the race.
That's what it's all about. You know, if you make a mistake early on in the race, you're fine. You'll be back up there or towards the end of the race. But if you make it in a late race and you make a mistake, well, that could cost you the win.
How about the likes here of Brady Weileman at the moment? He is running in that 3rd position as it stands, and started P3 as well, but is looking to have a good run for himself, and he's been fighting in the top 5 so far all night long, and he's not looking to be going anywhere anytime soon. So Weileman going to be looking to have himself with a good charge here, as I think we'll be 1 to green this time by. That should be on the inside for that number 2, and that's going to be on a great spot for Weileman as well to be starting from. I think critically at the moment for Brady Weileman is to try to see if you can't make a move here on this restart. Watchorn's showing that once he gets up to speed, he's a difficult driver to get by.
He is. And we haven't talked about Brady recently throughout the season. He's just not been there. But, you know, now that we see him here, we're at Texas. He's in the 2nd row right now. He might change everybody's point of view of him as a driver right now, and he could prove himself that tonight. I think he's a good driver. He's just not having the luck as what some of these other drivers are having right now. But I believe if he can get a good restart, he might get around this 91 Watchorn. But like you said, it's really hard to pass him once this start.
He's only had 1 start so far all season long for Brady Weileman, and it came over at the Phoenix Raceway. It was a DNF for him. Only ran 103 laps. Started up in 2nd there as well, though. So he's proven he's got the pace. He's just got to keep it out of trouble so far. He's just keeping it out of trouble thus far here tonight. We'll see if it'll be similar, though, here tonight, if it'll fall the way of how he did in the Arizona desert. Coming around through the quad oval. Green flag, though, is back in the air as we find ourselves back underway. Watchorn with a good jump, and how about Wildman immediately making that move to second place, not allowing Malone to get down to the inside. Will rocket down the back straightaway, and now Jacob Malone looking to get that second place back as Watchorn goes defensive down to the turn number 3.
Brady's going to be battling now with the 89 of Jacob Malone for second, but it looks like Jacob Malone is bringing along the Howie in the 1 truck right on the inside as you see the 2 now falling back.
Christopher Howell tracking up from the apron, scares Wildman a bit up and wide. Thought we'd be getting ourselves into another incident right there, but Howell keeps it off of him. And Wildman, I think, will just be able to clear for that 3rd spot, and Howell's going to let him go down in the turn numbers 3 and 4. We'll rocket off the turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Looking back to Brad Slago and Thomas Lane Jr. They're side by side in a fight for that final place inside the top 10.
Look who's right behind them. Farther back in the pack is the 6 of Raymond. You know, we saw him earlier on in the start of the race. He was up there battling for the lead, and now he's just falling off a little bit. I mean, what do you think is happening right now? You think he's having a hard time controlling that truck of his?
I think he's just caught up in a bit of lap traffic. I mean, he's one of the drivers that did take 4 sets of tires as well as get some damage repaired. Oh, he's up into the wall, and he's going to be spinning around the front straightaway. Caution's out, a hard crash, and Slago's up and over. The 52 barrel rolling down the front straightaway.
Oh, man.
That's Dale Rapp. Sorry, there's 2 trucks, the old 52 and the regular 52. That was Rapp that found himself up and over. Huge crash on the front straightaway, and that's going to end the nights of a lot of people.
I was not expecting that. Were you expecting that?
You kind of almost see it coming with how wide Aaron Raymond was starting the track off of turn number 4, but it was. I didn't even expect to see so many drivers collected, but that's one of those incidents I think of caution breeds cautions. The field gets self-bunched up, and now you have a lot of drivers, some on fresh rubber, and Raymond tried to make a move, I think, around the outside, and it just didn't go his way.
Yeah, yeah. What about the 52? He actually went airborne. He got hit so hard, his truck literally flipped upside down.
I think Dale Rapp, one of the biggest losers as a result of all of that. We'll take a look on what went wrong here as this all happens off of turn number 4. Raymond gets up into the wall. The 52 truck slam hard into the barriers. Rolls up on his side, and he was not the only driver, and I think he actually landed on his roof as well as he'll slide down into that infield grass. But Alan Isaac, another driver that really kind of had a lot of damage out of the result of this one. He's the one that I think kind of scared Raymond up and into that outside wall, and see the 60 truck managed to get out of that all right. And how about Patrick Hernandez just found a way to screech through that? And how about the 77? Do you see the 77 back there of Robert Armaro just barely able to lock that thing down?
And did you see the 86 of Bill English? He had nowhere to go. He just slid right in there.
Armaro sees the wreck in front of him, locks it down, and smokes the tires, yes, but gets into the wreck itself? No. I think that's overall very successful avoidance there. We'll be able to get one more look at what happened here to the likes of in this wreck. You can see the 44 just chases Raymond up the track, and that's what forced the 6 into the wall. And you see the 52 kicked around, and when he slams this wall head on, rebounds back into the 44, and that's what really rolled him up onto his roof.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate night for the 52 truck. I think he could have proven something here tonight, but it's just hard racing, and that's what I said earlier on, Nolan. Is turn 4 is always the hazardous spot here at Texas Motor Speedway because of the drivers just washing up the track, and there's just no real estate. Once the driver washes up the track and another driver hits the wall, that's it. It's just going to cause a wreck. So I think that's just what happens. It's hard racing, and we're just going to have to see what he can do next weekend.
It's called Calamity Corner for a reason. We saw exactly why right here as one final look at this one from the air. I'm still surprised that Hernandez managed to get around that without getting up and involved in the wreck himself. And it's a good 6-7 trucks in total that got some major damage as a result of that one. And you can tell a lot of trucks as well be down and out of the fight. Of course, one quick repair is available for these trucks. Dale Rapp has been forced to use it, as otherwise a blown motor means at least 30 minutes just to replace the engine bay, let alone all the other damage that truck would have sustained in that roll. But that means that now with still over 100 laps to go, he doesn't have that safety net anymore that a majority of this field still does.
And that's what is really risky now. So now you're going to have to really pay close attention to all your surroundings here now.
Feel bad for Engstrom kind of got collected in that mess as well, and he was just kind of an innocent bystander in that whole deal. And of course, the driver out of Scandinavia, of course, it was his first race tonight. This was his debut, and it ends before we're even a quarter of the way in. It's a tough break. Alan Isingham still seen at pit road as well. Michael Mayu is laps down at the tail of the field. I believe only one down, though. And Tim Setzer, he still remains our first official, so far, our only official retiree thus far. Other than that, everybody's either in the pit still getting damage repaired or back up onto the racetrack. But lights are out aboard the safety truck. We'll be going back to green this time by.
And were we expecting Nolan? I have no idea. Do you think we're going to have a crazy restart? Or do you think now they're going to be calm because we just saw a big, huge wreck on the front straightaway?
The day I see calm on a restart is the day the world ends. Racers don't understand the meaning of a calm restart. It doesn't exist. The only time you get a calm restart is if there's not enough up-to-speed trucks or cars to make it an interesting restart. Which we might get to that point if it keeps up with this pace here.
What the 91 truck can do here again. Is he going to get the lead here, folks, or is the 89 going to upset that 91 truck? We are about to find out here.
Pace truck aimed off of turns 3 and 4. Merrick Watchhorn going to be taking us back down into the restart zone. We are back underway with the green flag from the Lone Star JW Graphics 200. Watchhorn takes us back to green. Weileman picking up second. Malone trying to tuck in line for third. He's just going to be able to force a hole between himself and the 256 of Timmy Reed.
So far, so good. Coming back to that restart. But look who's sitting in second place all over the 91 to Watchhorn. It is the 2-car of Brady. As you see, he hits the apron there a little bit. But look at, now he gets a little loose as you see. Whoa! As you see, Jacob Malone there gets a little crazy right there as he's all over the back bumper of the 2-car.
Give him a bit of a nudge off of turn number 4 for the 89 truck. He's going to get to him again in turn 2. Malone wants to go. He's not content to sit around behind Brady Weileman as Weileman going to hightail it after Merrick Watchhorn down to the turn numbers 3 and 4. What a run so far, though, for Weileman, as he's going to be having himself one heck of a fight here, trying to chase these drivers down for the race lead. Now the big question is, what the heck's going to happen here as we'll rip it back down and in here, coming down to turn numbers 3 and 4.
What I believe we're going to see here is now they're all going to go single file once again. As you see, 6-7 cars are now pulling away from the rest of the pack. But they are going to gain once again. But look at the 1 car. He's up to third right now as you see he's under fire here from the 89 of Jacob Malone. But he washes up the track. The 1 truck is now going to take third place. And that is how, and I told you before, watch him. Because if these two make a mistake, he will be right there to take that lead. But that 2 truck is staying on strong with the 91 of Watchhorn right now.
Jacob Malone pushed too hard, too early. And now the 89 DeWalt Toyota Tundra starting to slip back into this field, onto that back straightaway. Side by side, one with Josh Berry. Berry's going to get through to 7th as the 89 going to try to hang on to what he can, but the inside lane is the place to be here at Texas Motor Speedway, whether it be a 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. The 35 of Daring trying to throw a daring move down the inside of the quad oval. Didn't end up going his way. He'll have to back out. The 89 still trying to hightail after at number 97, though. Down the back straightaway we go, as it is a big, tight field together. Nobody's been able to break away into a single car pack of their own.
And I don't see that happening anytime soon. As you see, we're here on lap 32. Watchhorn still in the lead, but we just saw the 89 of Malone. We've seen how fast you could fall back here. Now that he's in the dirty air, it's gonna be really hard to try to get back up to the front. I think the best shot here at Texas is if you really have a good setup, or you just have really good restarts and try to make your way. As you see, we have a truck into a wall coming out of turn 2. I don't know if he collected other truck drivers back there, but we stay green. As you see, the 2 truck, there it is. It is a wreck in turn 3. It is mayhem. As you see, it looks like the 6 of Raymond once again caught up in a wreck.
Aaron Raymond, I think, was the big instigators in that one, while Merrick Watchhorn was in a side-by-side fight with Brady Weileman for the lead, and it ended up Watchhorn, I think, just barely was able to win out on that one. There's going to be a lot to unpack, though, in that big wreck that we just saw off of turn numbers 1 and 2 and entering turn number 3, and this kind of came a long way back. We'll try to piece together exactly where this happened at. I'm not 100% sure. We'll look up here. Aaron Raymond, you mentioned, was potentially one of the drivers that caused this. Number 6, getting up with the 6, 1 of the 5. Oh, they're already wrecking up in front. I think that's Bill English going to the whoa, the 5 gets real loose, and up into the field goes drivers like Jernigan and more. That is a weird incident, and Raymond just let it go at the end there.
I think this is going to do it for Raymond's truck at this point. I really do. Because look at it. I don't know. I mean, look at Bill English once again caught up in these incidents, and he does not. He's just having bad luck.
He's already slow. He's got damage right at the front
yeah.
end. So he's already off pace. I wonder if he was trying to get down and get out of the way. It didn't look like he was loose.
No, right there.
Oh,
that's
yeah. He slammed the wall.
Yeah, I think that's what started it. And everybody was just trying to scramble at that point. Like I mentioned in turn 2 when I said I saw a truck, I wasn't sure who it was. But look at this 6 of Raymond.
That is a weird incident for John Bawalda Jr. He just lost it all by himself, it looks like. And I want to see if we can't get another look at that one, because I don't know. That's one of the weirdest spins I've ever seen. Doesn't do as much good looking on from the static camera there. We'll back it up one more. Oh, right there. I think Raymond got into him. I think there was a bit of a netcode incident there, but it looked like Raymond got into him, and that's what sent us into this giant chain reaction here.
Yeah, it looks like they were battling side by side, and his truck just got a little loose.
This is with Alan Isaac and the 411 of Tom Dixon. This is further in the back. I think they ran into each other just trying to avoid this mess, and oh, no. Alan Isaac just lost it by himself, and that means that Tom Dixon also lost it by himself up into the outside wall. But another very strange incident, and that's our second big wreck of the night. And, again, we just passed 100 laps to go. We're not even a quarter of the way in. Actually, it might be just over a quarter of the way in.
I mean, when they say everything's bigger in Texas, they weren't lying, because we are having big wrecks right now. But, I mean...
The caution counter might be bigger tonight, too, as we've seen all season.
It might be as well. I don't think I've seen a crazy race like this since Daytona.
And Daytona, of course, was a wild one.
It was. Especially last night.
Atlanta Motor Speedway had its share of incidents, too, but a lot of them were around the middle portion. And it really stemmed from a couple of drivers opting to stay out on really old tires. And they spun off the wheels and wrecked about half the field there. And from there, it was pretty spread out and from there to the end of this race. Kind of similar story for Phoenix, except it wasn't on cold tires. It was just drivers losing control on their own. But again, around the middle point, we had some long green flag runs at the start and the end, though. We haven't seen that so far tonight. It's been all go and then stop. We've got multiple cars around on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And everything so far on turn 4 or entering 3. It's that section of the racetrack. 1 and 2 has been very clean, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. And remember, Nolan, that this part that I said about turn 4, how it might be a problem with the drivers tonight. It's been a problem. So is the back straightaway. I don't know what it's with those turns. I think there's just so many bumps and everybody's just trying to get through, but it's just not working right now. And when they say everything's bigger in Texas, I mean, they are delivering a good race here tonight.
We'll see if that statement will ring true if we get a few more cautions on this evening. But so far, we're hoping that we'll be able to get ourselves a longer green flag run. So far, we have not had a a green flag run that has been longer than about 10 minutes or so of racing time. That's about 15 laps, give or take. So we have it's been attrition filled so far. 19 trucks remain on the lead lap. I think about 23 on the racetrack. Green flags back in the air. We find ourselves back underway.
91 to Watchhorn gets the lead once again. Really good read. As you see, that is the 40 truck of Hales washing up the track and settle there for third. But look at back in the pack here.
Boy.
Going 3 wide.
Jacob Malone shooting for the middle. Howell on the bottom. Wyman up on top.
Whoa.
Malone top to bottom.
Whoa.
Into the lower line. Just makes the move on the 38. That got a bit heavy for a lot of drivers. And I don't think that was how a lot of them intended for that restart to go. I doubt that's how Malone intended for that restart to go. But he'll take the spots as Malone's up to 6th.
I wasn't expecting that at all from Malone. But, man, this is some great racing here at Texas. And I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting this much aggression here.
I don't think a lot of drivers were expecting it to be quite this aggressive, but the aggression going to continue to ramp up as this night goes along. One truck way up the racetrack. That was Anthony Mata that clipped the apron in turn 4. And that's going to cause him to lose out to Howell as well as Timmy Reed. Reed gets through in that 256. Anthony Mata is going to fall back to the cusp of the top 10. Jeremy Daring, side by side with Jacob Malone. Malone trying to punch his way into the top 5.
Malone right back up. He's getting back up there to the lead. We saw him struggle a little bit in that dirty air, but he is coming. He's coming fast.
How about Patrick Hernandez wrecked this race in this race earlier? He found himself up into the race, up in a cloud of smoke and a caution. Took that fast spare. Now he's right back up and fighting for the top spots as Hernandez going to get the move around Bill Hales and try to see if he can't charge against Hales up on that top shelf. But he's got an impatient Selena Thompson right behind him, and Thompson wants to find a way through.
And Thompson looks like she's going to be making a move very soon because she is peeking in and out to see what's going on. As you see Thompson there, going to get in the back of Hernandez. Looks like we're going 3 wide.
Bump and run!
Oh, Hernandez gets it too. There we go. Turn 2.
Oh,
Hernandez
and we're collecting more as the 97 left with nowhere to go. Same with the 77 as well, and came to a stop on the racetrack, and we're still wrecking.
I knew that wasn't going to work. They were just so close together.
We're still wrecking. Hernandez cannot catch a break. He's just wrecked, I think, 3 times in the span of 1 lap.
I don't know what to say there. It's just that I knew the 61 was going to make a move soon. And if that was going to happen in the turn, which it did, it just wasn't going to work. There was just so many truck drivers around each other. There's just no real estate once again. But this time, it was in turn 2.
What that was fresh tires on old tires. Thompson took tires on the last yellow flag, as did Malone, Reed, and Moore. Watchhorn, Hales, Hernandez, and others, I don't think they did. We'll get another look on what went wrong. This is Brady Weilman. Watch Selena Thompson make the move. Hip checks the Ray Brigg number 90 Toyota, sends Weilman to the hard work to the outside wall, but hang on, it's not done as he gets collected by a massive chunk of drivers. And the 44, I think, just got unsighted, and then Thomas Lane Jr. just, I feel so bad for Patrick on that one. He did not deserve that at all.
I don't even know what to say, Nolan. This race is just getting crazier and crazier, and we're not even going on lap 50 yet, and we have how many cautions so far? 5, 4?
This is number 4, I do believe. We'll get a look at this one from the air and hang on for the ride, as it was a wild one for several drivers up in this field. I think that was Brad Slagle that just barely managed to find his way out of all of this. And
whoa!
I'm going to get a ride on board with that 44 truck. I cannot resist.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he got loose.
Watch for the caution lights. That's one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Watch for the caution lights here.
So
see, right there, caution's out.
And he's still full throttle, it looks like. But now he's slowing down. He sees the smoke. And he's going to go high.
Oh,
and
he got surprised. He got surprised,
Yeah.
I think, by the 77 so far at the racetrack, and he locked the rears. That's what happened there.
I don't think he saw him right there, and it just scared him a little bit. And his truck just locked up, like you said.
On board with Brad Slagle. Just barely found a hole in the madness.
I don't know how he
Hang
did
on. Yo!
Whoa.
Right to the
Whoa.
inside, and it does not get any closer than that for Brad Slagle,
it.
who might need a change of trousers after that one.
I don't know how he got through that. That if he was maybe like 1 second further back, I think he would have got clipped right there.
Hernandez is back up with a relatively clean truck, so the damage must not have been very big on that 9 machine. I think that was the big thing for Hernandez. He got wrecked, yes, but it wasn't a hard wreck for him. It was really Brady Wileman that took the hard licks, right? Hernandez more just got, he kept on getting bullied around after the fact. So I think that's one of the good things that worked out for Hernandez and all of that. He's still on the lead lap, and he's got a relatively clean truck now. Back in 14th, yes. He's proven, though, that he can fight up there before. He can do it again.
And for sure, we've seen drivers like the 89 here of Malone's, just like he was doing good. He struggled. He fell back in the dirty air, but look where he is right now. He's back up front. So I'm not going to be shocked if we see those drivers come back right up to the front later on.
I want to once again thank everybody for watching us on Green Flag TV here tonight. We're not used to getting audiences in our double digits here on these Green Flag TV broadcasts. It is so great to be able to get these kind of numbers for the TNGG IEL Truck Series. And want to also give a shout out, as always, to the folks watching at the Outback Steakhouse over in Aberdeen, North Carolina. Hope you're enjoying your meals, your drinks, and our show tonight, or whatever it is that you might be indulging in over down in Aberdeen, North Carolina. We'll continue to bring you all this coverage here tonight for the TNGG IEL Truck Series from the Texas Motor Speedway, the virtual Texas Motor Speedway on iRacing.com from Fort Worth, Texas. It's been a wild one. We are coming to the conclusion of caution flag number 4, and we're not even 50 laps in. I think this is going to be one of those races here, Daniel. We're not going to be getting green flag pit stops tonight.
I think you can throw that idea right out the window, because we're about to get ready for another crazy restart. I want to thank all the viewers that are watching this amazing race here tonight. And let me tell you, it's just going to get crazier and crazier.
Had one flip tonight. We have the potential for more. Pace truck is down and in. Leave it in the hands of Jacob Malone. To the green flag off of turn number 4 into the quad oval.
Malone
16
getting
remain on
a
the
good
lead lap.
restart.
23 on the track overall. Side by side for 4th on back.
First and second place are single file, but right behind them, here we are once again. Trucks are starting to group back up, but look at this 61 there, Thompson. Sitting there just right outside the top 5 there. Caused an incident like literally 4 laps ago. Let's see what she can do. As you see, I think that's the 90 of Hernandez now coming down pit road.
Patrick Hernandez, I think, has a restart violation penalty. So again, the Fort Worth native, the hometown hero, finds himself in yet more trouble. It goes from bad to worse. This is effectively going to cost Hernandez a lap, and this could very well mean then race over. Only a drive-through though for Patrick Hernandez. One more caution, and I have a feeling we are going to get another one. We're getting back up and into this fight as the field rockets down to turns 1 and 2. Eric Watchorn trying to get by. Brad Slagle is marked back to the front.
Watchorn there's going to make a move on the inside of the 1 of Howell. Just cracking. Going into the top 3 almost. As you see, gets by the 1 truck now, coming down the front straightaway. But the 1 truck is saying, oh, hold on, buddy, because I'm coming right back.
Not going to get there for turn numbers 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, excuse me. We'll look back to Hales and Thompson, and right with them, Wileman, the driver that just got taken out by Selena Thompson. Back into the fray. Selena Thompson on his outside as Brady Wilder trying to charge after Bill Hales in the run down the front straightaway and back to turn number 1. So a good, clean opening start to this stint. But as I said before, it only takes one to throw all of that out the window. Selena Thompson looked for the outside there of Anthony Mata. Didn't end up going anywhere. Had to go defense against Thomas Lane Jr.
It looks like we are running like around 5 to 10 to 15 laps before each caution is happening. So if this is going to be our long green flag run, I believe this is going to be the one.
We haven't had good luck when it comes to commentators' curses here on Green Flag TV as of late. In fact, I think every single race we have had so far has had one or another, save for the OTSS Xfinity Series race this past Thursday, where we kind of came in a bit late. So that race was cursed right before the race even began. But so far, our statements have rung true. We'll see if that one about that being our last yellow flag and potentially this being our long green flag run of the race will ring true as well. John Holliday having to fight Merrick Watchorn. Watchorn makes the charge for second. That's going to put the Watchorn E-Motorsports number 91 Twiggy Chevrolet Silverado back into the top 3.
Malone back up in first place right now, but he's under 5 from the 91 of Watchorn. Watchorn's been doing really good, strong here this evening. Let's see if they can battle it out.
Up to the top, they have to get around Dale Rapp, who's a lap down. That's going to open up the door, and Merrick Watchorn back through to the race lead. So Watchorn into the front. That is again fresh rubber at work as he pitted about 10 laps after Malone, and he's got 10 lap pressure tires.
Don't count out the 89 just yet. Look at how he, whoa! Look at the ape truck.
John Holliday having a wild moment coming around in turn numbers 3 and 4.
I don't know what he was doing there, but he is very aggressive right now. He's just tired of staying behind this 89 truck, and it looks like he's going to try to go to the inside here in turn 1. Let's see if he can do it.
John Holliday looking to throw down the gauntlet in his TNGG IEL Truck Series Season 4 debut in the Hershey's Chevrolet Silverado on a good charge as he's got Christopher Howell working to the inside. I think these drivers don't like the new faces putting them in their place here as Holliday back to the top shelf. He'll lose out on a podium now. But Holliday on a great start so far. He is +9. That's the second most spots out of anybody gained today. Second only to the likes of Bill Hales, who's up 16.
Top 3 strongest drivers here tonight are in the top 3 right now. But I just can't believe what John Holliday's doing here right now in his Truck Series debut. I mean, he gained 9 spots. As you see the one truck of Howell making an aggressive move there. He's all in the back bumper to 89 there. Makes a little contact, it looks like. See if the one's going to try to get around here coming out of turn 4. It looks like they're going to be side by side. 89 is now under fire from the one truck.
Side by side we go. Down the front straightaway into his turn numbers 3 and 4. Howell's through to second. Malone going to drop to third, potentially to fourth. And he's again on older rubber. Timmy Reed going to move up into the podium. And I think Jacob Malone starting to experience the limits of that older rubber as he's now starting to drop back, or he's at risk now of losing the top 5.
Here we go. Once again, he's going to start falling back, but let's see what he can do from making his way back up to the front. As you see, now you see the 2 truck was involved in an incident earlier in that wreck, but Brady is coming back, and he's coming back strong as we are on board here of the 89 of Jacob Malone from Tampa, battling for 5th position there. As you see the 40 truck of Hales just on the inside of the 256 of Reed.
Still having a great fight here for the likes of Jacob Malone. He's going to lose out to that 6th spot, and I think at this point he is there to stay as he's going to be having to relegate with being in a bit of a lost cause position as it stands. He's going to potentially lose out to Holliday here as well. He's really holding up this field, and you can really tell when you take a look at the grouping behind about how much they just bunch up right behind him. Christopher Howell also still fighting it out with Bill Hales in the run down to turn numbers 3 and 4. Hales to the inside, making the move for 2nd place, and he'll take it away from Christopher Howell.
40 looks like he's going to wash up a little bit coming out of the 4th turn. There comes the one truck. He's going to try to get on the quarter panel there, but he's going to push him instead.
Christopher Howell trying to chase back after Bill Hales, while Jacob Malone still on the back foot. Now about to lose out to Jeremy Daring right behind them. Thomas Lane Jr. and and Jeremy Daring will look to both make a couple of moves. I believe that's Josh Berry in the 97 also in the fray. And in fact, it is. Of course, Berry a lap down. Oh, into the outside wall goes Jacob Malone. And that's going to put a damper on things. And that truck is hurting big time. Finishing all over the racetrack. He's got big suspension damage. You can see him seesawing on the wheel, trying to keep that thing pointing in a straight line. He's going to be struggling here coming around through 3 and 4. Trying to find speed. There is none. He's going to have to come to pit road. He wants to get that thing fixed. There's no way he can stay out there with a truck that's handling like that. And here he is. He's hitting pit road this time through. Tough break then for Jacob Malone as he will file his way down and into pit road while the rest of the field continues to work our way around up at the front end of the field. And this all happens coming off of turn number 4, and that's going to be, in fact, day over. Jacob Malone throwing in the towel on board with Malone. This is in the lap leading up to the incident, as we'll get a look on board and see how this went down as he was fighting it out with John Holliday. Just going to get tight at 3 and 4. You can already hear the wheels struggling, and bang into the outside wall, and immediately you see the impact that had on that truck's handling as he is finds himself in a bad way after that one. And again, that's one of our big contenders for a win here. All of a sudden out of the fight after one mistake.
And that was the wall right there that everybody tags for some reason. It's just that little wall there. I don't know why it just happens, but it looks like one of the other truck drivers are coming down pit road. I don't know who that is.
That's John Buwalda Jr. that we see coming to pit road, having a bit of a weird line. I think might have been a little bit distracted as he was making his way down and in for the lane.
For sure. I don't know if that's a scheduled pit stop or he was getting low on fuel or whatnot, but as you see, we have a battle here. Is the 052 truck and the 60 truck right there battling.
Allen and Slagle for 9th that we see this fight raging on down the back straightaway. Started to dissipate, though. We'll jump back up to the likes of Brady Wildman, Timmy Reed, and Anthony Mata in the 3-way fight for 4th. And about 9/10 of a second down the road is Thomas Lane Jr. That truck you see on the tail end, that's Josh Berry. Again, is a lap down and trying to spoil the party. Well, it looks like you were right. This is going to be our long green flag run. This is the longest run we've had so far all race long, and we, I think, might be getting ourselves set up here for a run of green flag pit stops here over the next 10, 15 laps or so.
Let's not jinx it now. We never know. It's a long race. Let's see what happens here. But if we do have green flag pit stops, Nolan, I do believe we are going to get new sets of tires on those trucks and some fuel. As you see, more truck drivers coming down pit road. Looks like the 052 with Slagle is now down pit road.
Brad Slagle making his pit from about that 11th spot on the racetrack. While all the while, Weileman, Reed, and Mata continue to run nose to tail. It's a difficult pit road to get down here with how high the banking is around the Texas Motor Speedway. You often find yourself jumping on the binders right in the racing line. So with that in mind, expect these drivers to potentially all in the pack be pitting at once together to kind of avoid that type of an incident. Or vice versa, we'll see somebody not call out their entering pit road and subsequently brake check half the field. It happens more often than you'd think.
It does happen a lot. See, we're going on lap 70 soon. Nolan, we're getting to that point where we're almost going to be getting to lap 100 here. Now, we're going to see more aggressiveness now that we are closing in on some of these laps now?
Well, I think we have 2 stops left in us. I mean, this is, remember, it's usually a 2 or a 3 stop race, kind of depending on how you want to split your strategy up. But the strategy's been thrown into whack with 4 yellow flags so far in the early going of this race within those first 50 laps or so. So I think we've got 2 stops left in us here before the end of our race. I think after that second pit stop window, that's where we're really going to be seeing the aggression kick off. At the moment, there's not a whole lot of reason to be pushing really hard between stop 1 and stop 2 if you know you've got another pit stop run coming up on you yet.
And we got a long way to go here. I think everybody's now filed in, taking their pit stops. But like you said, with the cautions happening lap after lap after lap, it's just throwing your pit strategy off like every time. So every time there's a caution, these drivers are struggling to know when to pit.
See the battle
As you
for
see more
10th going to
drivers.
pit road. That's Tom Dixon and Selena Thompson both entering pit row, nose to tail, and I think that's Engstrom and right behind them.
Yep.
In fact, it is the 64. It's not the only one. There's a lot of trucks coming down to pit road, including race leader Merrick Watchorn. Bill Hales pits from second, Weiland pits from fourth. And here comes Mata, Lane and Moore. This is scheduled stops in our first run of proper green flag stops on the night. Pit road is a busy place at the moment.
Wow. And look who's in the lead right now. It's the one of Howell. I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but he is,
Let's get the bonus
I
point
think
for
he's
leading
taking
a
a
lap.
little strategy. Different strategy, it looks like.
Not quite. Remember, you get a bonus point if you lead just one lap. So a lot of drivers here are going to try to stretch these stints out as long as they possibly.
Every point matters, you know. Like we mentioned earlier on at Daytona for this truck series season, these drivers don't have to win the race to be locked in. Yeah, they get points, but that is the most crucial thing these drivers want to do. They want to get as many points as possible. Like you just mentioned, with the 2 bonus points that put a driver up 6 positions, that is very crucial to them possibly winning a championship later on in this year. So it doesn't matter if you win, it just matters how many points you get, and that is what you want. You don't want to get DNFs. I think it's just going to be green flag from here on out for a little while, as you see these drivers now made their scheduled pit stops. They're just going to settle in now. Been very impressive early on in this going of the race. And I don't know what to say. I mean, we might see a new winner here tonight. I think it could be the 8 truck of Holiday. I mean, I don't know about you, but if he's going to keep cranking it on like this, I wouldn't be shocked if he's the winner tonight.
Bit of a dog going off in the background here on this one, so thought for a moment I might have somebody at the door. Turns out no. Tends to bark at whatever comes about his way. As we can see Anthony Mata and John Holiday still working together here, and Mata will be trying to, again, close up on Holiday, but now we're at the point where we've caught lap traffic. And at this point, when we're this deep into a run, you're not so eager to make these moves, right? Because with the draft, you know you can't make up a big chunk all at once. And you have to start setting these moves up. You can see Holiday's going to look for the inside, and this time he'll be alongside of the run down to turn 3, and Mott, I think, will get through. Holiday's going to let him go, and he'll lose the top 5 as a result. That has allowed the other one of the other Team IEL drivers, Thomas Lane Jr., to start to close in. Now, Thomas Lane Jr. having a decent day himself. He is up, looks like 3 positions so far. And we've had trouble on the racetrack. One truck stopped against the inside wall. That's the Scandinavian again, and he's going to take the toe to pit road.
I don't know what happened there, Nolan.
Kitty Instrom having trouble over in turn number 2. Oh, hello.
Tire now?
No, I think he's just pulled that one off himself. That's a very controlled stop. He didn't lose control at all. I think he decided to call it quits. Remember, he was already like, what, 5-6 laps down as it was. Realistically, with so many cars laps down ahead of him, he wasn't going to be able to make up anymore. So I think he just decided to kind of call it.
Pack up the bags and leave. Look at the 40 truck of Hales making some ground here on the 1 truck. See how much he's going to gain here going down the front straightaway. I'm liking it. We're having the longest green flag run of the night. I see on the bottom of your screen the different lap times here from the 1 truck of Howell and the 40 truck of Hales.
Hasn't been changed all that much. It's been very much ebb and flow. I mean, you can see, I think the graph over on the bottom right there kind of really tells the tale. You can actually see the gap even extended over a few laps, and now, only recently it's really started to come on down. So I think it kind of shows that overall, Howell's running a good defensive drive, but it might be burning his stuff up as it's, again, another 200s gained this last time by. I don't think Hales is really pushing all out, though, either. As I mentioned before, we're kind of in that middle portion of this race now where, at this point, you're just looking to get to the next run of pit stops in one piece.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to wreck your car. Now that we are in the middle set of this race, I mean, I think there's just nothing to push really for right now. I mean, I would say just stay where you're at right now. I mean, everybody's so gapped right now. There's no point in just ruining your tires.
Oh, trouble. Selena Thompson into the outside wall off of turn number 4. And that truck starting to crab a little bit as well. So I think that might be a race ender then potentially here for Thompson. She's going to be up the track at turn 2 and down the back straightaway. You can tell that truck is it's seen better days, and it's kind of leaning on the right side, I think. And that's going to...
Something's wrong.
I'm not going to be pinning in, though, so whatever it is, she must think that maybe she could try to make that move happen a little bit further up the road. We'll, or basically happen at least a bit further up the road. We'll take a look at what happened here to Selena Thompson as, well, we'll back it up a bit further than that one here as right there, got to the outside. Oh, that's not... Oh, right there. That was the big hit with the kind of the secondary hit there in that first quad.
You think you might have damaged a little bit of the suspension there, and you might have seen why. Because when we were watching her, you could see the truck bouncing up and down a little bit, so I'm wondering if she may have did a little bit of damage on that suspension.
We'll keep tabs on Selena Thompson as she'll continue to try to limp that truck back around and pick up whatever time she can. Kind of focusing up on some of the other battles throughout this field. Christopher Howell and Bill Hales are, at the moment, the closest pairing of 2 on the racetrack. But you can see on the top left, Brady Wileman has lost quite a bit of time back to Merrick Watchorn. And in fact, Wileman actually got by Merrick Watchorn a couple laps ago. So this happened off of turn number 4 as Wileman made the move to get around Watchorn. And I think that shows that Wileman looking to continue to make that charge happen and this time stay up in front. And again, wouldn't that be something after being dumped hard into the outside wall off of turn 2?
For sure. But look on the top left of your screen. It's like Watchhorn's gaining, but then losing it, and then gaining it again. So I don't know if the 2 truck is using his tire wear that much that he's just falling off pace now, slowly each lap, or Watchhorn's just getting faster and faster.
It's differing lines of what that is. Watchorn is taking a much more aggressive corner entry, so he's able to gain a lot right on the entrance of these corners, but he loses all of that in the subsequent straightaways. You see that gap is now spread out to over a second, down from the 2/10 it once was. So overall, he is losing time, and I think that has to do with the older tires, and Watchorn's been burning them up. We again check in on Mata and Allen, fight for 6th. As the 60 truck looking for the inside of Anthony Mata's Team IEL Ford F-150. And might look, thought he was going to go for that move down into turn number 3, but opted against it though and tucked back in line. Kind of a bit abruptly on that one, which makes me think he was considering it, only to realize he didn't have the space to make it happen. Longest green flag run of the night. John Bualda Jr. heads back down to pit road. Well, Mike Allen and Anthony Mata. We're going to go side by side. Allen's going to get by Mata as Mata had to lift out to avoid Dale Rapp lap traffic. Thomas Lane Jr. gets around John Holiday as well. So Holiday dropping down now to 9th.
And you want to try to avoid lap traffic as much as possible if the second place car is gaining on you, because that lap traffic will slow you down tremendously.
As we work our way into the final quarter of this race, we're going to take a quick jump back here from Green Flag TV. We'll go side by side, and we'll let you see some of the ongoing fights on the racetrack. John Holiday makes his way down to pit road. You're watching the Lone Star JW Graphics 200 from the Texas Motor Speedway.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Green flag stops, back underway, second time tonight as Brad Slagle, among others, have made their way down to pit road. We saw recently Joshua Jernigan, Alan Isaac, and more all finally down in the pit road, and now Merrick Watchorn, former race leader, once again bailing down to pit road. He was in second place, and now he's going to make his way down to pit road. This should be then for the final run of scheduled stops tonight.
Now we're on lap 96. Guess what? We're getting... Whoa! Okay. I thought they were going to collide there.
You're going to be both?
I was like, whoa. Hold on there. Let's not wreck on pit road, guys. We are on lap 97. We are getting really close now to lap 100. And that means 33 laps to go. So the drivers are going to pump up their aggression as you see more drivers coming down pit road. It looks like that's the 61. Of Thompson and 91.
Thompson and Hernandez both down and into pit road. And, of course, Patrick Hernandez still looking to kind of recover a bit from lost time earlier on from being involved in just about almost every wreck we've had so far tonight. Race leader Brady Weileman will hit pit road. We'll now see if he'll cycle out in front of Merrick Watchorn. Here comes the rest of the field. Hales, Dixon, both coming on in. That's only going to leave a small handful now that we have yet to see make their final stops.
Once one driver comes in, they all come in. I mean, let's talk about Hales tonight. I mean, were you expecting him to be in the front of the pack?
Hales in particular, I think the potential was always there, but considering the starting spot, 17 spots gained, I don't think quite just yet. No, I wasn't expected to see him in particular up at the front of the field tonight, nor was I expected to see Mata so far up. 14 spots gained. Of course, that is inflated slightly due to the pit stop run, but of course, spots gained are still spots gained as you see Christopher Howell making his way down to the pit road right now, and a whole host of drivers going to be looking to file their way out, and it's a long stop for Hernandez, and I think Hernandez is, in fact, out of the race truck. So Hernandez, the hometown hero, calling it quits. What a big shame there for Patrick Hernandez. He was doing so good and just got completely screwed over at every point. Trouble for Selena Thompson on the racetrack as she is back in a pit road, and she stopped on the racetrack, but we don't have a yellow flag. We'll see what was going on there with 61 once all these pit stops cycle through.
That was very odd by the 61 Thompson there. Some tells me it was from that hit earlier or something new created that problem there. As you see, the 2 truck is still your leader. Brad's still your leader. Watchhorn in second place right now with the 1 truck. Sin in third place, and the 4th truck is the 40 truck of Hales.
We'll check back on what happened to Selena Thompson here. This is coming around. This is a weird incident here. Pulls off immediately. I wonder if she got caught speeding. We'll go on board and we'll see. We'll see what happens here, because I'm very, very curious to see what happened to Selena Thompson here on this one.
I just find it very strange.
Watch the tachometer here. Watch that tachometer, because I think we might be able to see it change colors here. You see those lights down there? I don't think we'll be able to. I don't think it shows it here on our replay system. Right there. Right, you heard her throttle up just a little bit. I think she broke the speed limit and got slapped with a speeding penalty. That's a 1-lap stop and hold. That's a race over right there.
It sure is, and I feel bad for the 61. She was doing really good tonight, too.
Selena Thompson, another driver that had quite an explosive start to her season here in this one at the Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, some drivers might be happier with her than others, as she was instrumental in causing that massive wreck off of turn number 2, where she put it 3 wide on the fresher rubber. We're looking at the likes of John Holliday. He's trying to catch the Brad Slagle on fresh rubber, and John Holliday about to make that move here for the 5th, catching up to the 052.
Holliday, once again, I'm telling you, he's in a position to win if we get a caution here. If we do get a caution again on restart, I do expect him to be very aggressive, as you see him already trying to battle with the 052 of Brad Slagle for 5th place.
Looks to the inside. Easy pass. Nothing to it. Off of turn number 2 there. What a run there for Holliday. Makes that one look easy.
It ain't over yet. He's got 4 more drivers to pass if he wants to win this thing.
As Brad Slagle going to drop a bit of time now as a result of all of that. We'll check back on Jeremy Derry. He's caught John Bawalda Jr. Looks for the inside of the quad oval and tries to make that dive in the turn numbers 1 and 2. I think Derry will get through. That's the move for 9th. Of course, both these drivers are also 1 lap down, as all the way back to 7th place has been lapped, and Brady Weileman under fire here from Merrick Watchorn, who's starting to close in for the race lead.
I feel kind of bad for that 2 truck right now, because that 91 is yes. We could see where they two could battle really hard and they could get into each other, which could leave the one in the lucky spot.
On board with Watchhorn. Wildman first truck up the road in the number 2. And still trying to close that gap down as Anthony Mata setting the fastest lap of the race in his number 68 truck from 2 laps down at 29.83. The gap hovering at about a half a second for the race lead. I think at the moment Watchhorn has hit the proverbial wall with dirty air and now is trying to find a way to punch through it. While Jeremy Daring closing in on Thomas Lane Jr. now looking to go for 8th. So Daring again looking to climb the ranks into the top 10 and put himself into the lucky dog spot.
And I would be happy for top 10 at Texas. You know, it's a really hard track to pass at, like I said earlier. And with these drivers being very aggressive, it's even going to be even 10 times worse trying to pass the drivers here tonight. But so far, so good racing here. I think this is going to be the longest green flag of the night. I don't know what was going on earlier in the race, but they were just really aggressive. I don't know if their cars weren't handling as what they expected them to be. But so far, great racing here tonight, once again.
You know, sometimes you just need a few laps around to kind of just get all the kinks out, right? Kind of get the early race jitters out. But I think now that we, again, are deeper, as you mentioned, in this race, we can start to settle things down. We so far have had, again, our longest green flag run thus far. Our last caution came out right around lap number 44-ish. It was kind of in that area. We have been green flag racing ever since, and it's looking like this could very well go now green to the end. Brad Slade, and Mike Allen finding it out. Allen looking for the top to get around Slagle. Now this for the lucky dog spot as Weileman has lapped the both of them. And Merrick Watchhorn sits just in behind. Meanwhile, Dale Rapp off cycle. He'll come to pit road for the final time.
And you know what always happens here at Texas? The second place driver always finds a way to make a last lap pass here. But, I mean, the 2 truck of Brad, he's very far out right now, almost over a second from Watchhorn. So I don't know if Watchhorn's going to have to try to find a different line, but he is trying to get past these lap cars, and that's just what's killing him here right now.
These lap trucks are want to fight amongst themselves, and fight they will. Much to Watchhorn's displeasure, as Slagle and Allen not making it easy to have Watchhorn get by them. Allen, though, going to use Watchhorn as a pick here, uses the bad line that Slagle had to take in 3 and 4 to close right back to the back bumper, trying to make the move down to the 3 and 4. Meanwhile, you got Michael Mayu trying to get around Timmy Reed. Reed got by him in 1 and 2, and now Mayu trying to fight back in the 0-0 machine, but again, they're going to lose out on that fight as Michael Mayu pitted a good bit earlier than Timmy Reed did, which means he doesn't have the advantage of the rubber.
As you see, though, 52 and 60 trucks still battling hard, trying to get their laps back, but I think this is going to be it for them for tonight. I think they had a fast truck pretty much the whole night. It just wasn't their night. They just weren't that strong, but nothing I can say less, but they are holding up pretty good here right now. Just trying to finish this off.
The Summit Esports driver, the 052 Chevy Silverado, still trying to see if he can't maintain a good run. Coming on down that front straightaway and in towards turn numbers 1 and 2. For Brad Slagle, it has so far been a fairly solid night for him as he has been finding himself on the up and up from the get-go. But I think even better for Mike Allen, plus 13 compared to Slagle's top 5. One of these is a bit more impressive than the other, considering the attrition we've seen all night so far.
I've seen a lot tonight so far, and it is just getting better and better and better as you see these trucks still battling. As you see all the truck drivers from 4th on back are a lap or more down. So it's a battle between 1st through 4th right now. But if we get a caution, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. If the 2 truck, if the 2 truck.
Go on, sorry.
Okay. If the 2 truck continues to go like this, keep a second gap over Watchhorn, I think he's got the race. He's just gonna have to keep doing what he's been doing all night. Just keep focusing on what is in front of him.
John Walter Jr. just made it to the pit stop. Now, he pitted around the same time as everybody else in this field did last time around. All of a sudden, with that pit stop with Buwalda coming on in, and he took a 4-tire infield stop last time around, I don't think we're done yet. I think we might still have one more splash and go stop for us of the night with less than 20 laps to go. We've seen it before, and in fact, we do. John Holiday couldn't make it. He's in the pit road, and the 44 of Isaac going with him. These guys can't make it. We're not done with pit road yet.
We might well see another green flag pit stop just to splash of fuel. That's going to shake everything up, but we're going to see if these truck drivers can stick it out to the end, or we're going to have to see another green flag pit stop.
Allen gets by Brad Slagle. Slagle trying to cross him over off of turn number 4. Not going to get there. Mike Allen maintains a 5th place. Christopher Howell from 3rd. Pitting in this time through. Slagle back to the inside of Allen in the 1 and 2, but he's going to have to be forced to back out. While Brady Weileman starting to lose time. Back to Merrick Watchorn once again.
Ooh. Wow, look how much ground Watchhorn's gaining. Now I would feel the pressure. I would not want to be in that 2-truck shoes right now, because things are about to get even wilder at Texas.
Another 0.03 of a second gain last time by from Merrick Watchorn. While Christopher Howell works his way out of pit road, leaving just 3 on the lead lap. Merrick Watchorn continuing to close. This fight for the lead is on. I think Watchorn's been saving up his tires as he has been only closing in for the last 5-6 laps or so. Weileman's pace has been dropping off.
He might have been saving his tires. Well, I mean, look at that. I mean, the 91 is just gaining tremendously right now. I don't know what to do if I was the 2-truck.
Anthony Mata hits pit road. While Christopher Howell trying to work back through the field and get around Jeremy Daring. 13 laps to go this time by as Howell's going to move back up into that 7th position. And it's no contest there. Josh Berry to pit road. He was already 2 laps down, so it's a bit of a no consequence thing for Berry to come down to pit road. Watchorn is there, though, and he's trying to pressure Weileman for the lead. On board with the 91, and he's pitting. He's going for the undercut strategy here. We got 1 truck almost going around up there on the race course as well. As Brady Weileman having a very close call with some lap traffic there on the front straightaways. You saw somebody got well out of shape. Well, Watchorn going for an undercut strategy. Now, that is a brave call to go for that undercut. He was right there. He was going to pass him that very next lap. You could tell how much he was closing in. I think he's wanting to make sure that's secure, but if he gets a bad pit stop run here, he can find himself on the back foot now.
He might be.
Weileman's covering him off.
There it comes.
Weileman immediately reacts to move to cover the undercut here, trying to go down to pit road. Now, of course, big question is, can Watchorn get out and around in time to pass him?
I don't know. He's 33 seconds back. This is going to be really close, Nolan. I think there's going to be neck and neck at this point.
You can see the 2 different drivers up on the screens on the track mat. Down on the bottom right, Weileman in the green, out of pit road. Merrick Watchorn in the gray, coming around to 1 and 2. I don't think he's got there. I think Weileman's just beat Watchorn at his own game, and he has. Brady Weileman out of pit road. Now, the critical thing over this one, though, the fact that the pit stop times are so dramatic. I got to pull something up because this is going to really tell the tale. Look at the pit stop times between these drivers, particularly in pit road. 8.2 to a 9.9, almost 2 seconds faster in the box. Watchorn, though, closing in with only 1.4 seconds. I think Watchorn took tires and Weileman didn't.
Oh, no. I would at least taken 2 tires, because if he took tires, he is going to gain on you fast. And I don't know what to say. The two's got less than 10 laps to go. If he can hold him off, that'd be amazing here tonight. I mean, I wasn't expecting the two to win tonight, but look at the 91 to watch when he's just gaining tremendously. Like, look at this.
The gap down a half a second. Wildman's tires back up to scratch. Thomas Lane Jr. hits pit road. Once again, going to put only 4 trucks on the lead lap. Watchorn is there. He's going to look to make the move. A block down the back straightaway. Right down to the bottom. Wildman back to the top. Watchorn going to steal it, though. Down to turn number 3. Try as he might. Brady Wildman can do nothing but watch as the 91 sails into the distance.
That is a heartbreaker for the 2 truck right now. He was doing so good. If this race was won, like if this race was 125 laps, he was sealed. I mean, there's nothing you can do. If Watchorn took tires right there, it played to his advantage, and the 2 truck thought he had it made, but it was just not gonna work. That is a shame.
He tried. He really tried to block there. And we'll get a look at this one coming on down the front, down the back straightaway here. This time through, we'll ride on board with Merrick Watchorn and watch this gap close in off of turn number 2. And how heavy Wildman moved to cover him off. But it's one of those too little, too late types of deals.
Yeah. I feel like if he would have blocked it more,
he would have got run over. Look at the speed difference here.
Look at this. Watch this. Yep.
Watchorn right there was taking the approach of either you're letting me through or we're both ending up in the wall.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing the 2 truck could have done. He tried. He's going to have to just try another weekend. He's got many more races to go. So it's only the beginning of the season still. So we got a long ways to go. And I believe he will get to victory lane one night series in the season.
Still have 2 battles left on the racetrack here that are under a second of each other. Thomas Lane Jr. and Mike Allen sitting at about 8 tenths separated with less than 5 to go. And Michael Mayu trying to catch up to Timmy Reed. They're kind of going back and forth for a while in their fight for 11th. I think it's going to help here once Watcher kind of gets in to kind of split them up. Should help potentially to see Mayu close the gap back in, but Brad Slagle trying to keep Thomas Lane Jr. at bay. Lane pitted, though, not too long ago, and he's got some fresher rubber, so I think Slagle will ultimately fall victim to Thomas Lane Jr.'s fresh tires. Lane looking for the outside as we take 4 to go.
4 to go. There's nothing much the 2 truck can do now. As you see, I think he's going to get a top 2 finish here tonight. Well deserved to get a top 3 finish here. He's 5 seconds back. There's nothing we're going to do. Watchorn just sailed away with literally 4 to go. But I want to say good job to him tonight. I mean, what do you think the 2 truck?
I think the only thing he would have had going for him was if he had taken the 2 tires. But again,
I mean,
the Watchorn would have been so fine. Watchorn got him on the undercut. That's all there was to it. Watchorn went for the undercut. Wildman tried to cover him off and kind of frantically panicked a strategy together.
Yep.
Watchorn was thinking long-term, though, and while long-term might not be too long, it was long enough to pay off. As Watchorn's going to work down into turn numbers 3 and 4. They'll take the white flag this time through, and what a drive it has been for the number 91 truck. Started on pole, fell down the rows, worked his way back up, retakes the race lead with less than 10 laps remaining. He is now clear by 6.5 seconds because of his fresher rubbers. 2 right sides will carry him around. Turn numbers 3 and 4 will work into 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. What a race we have seen. And off of turn 4, it is Merrick Watchorn taking the race win in Fort Worth, Texas. The Lone Star JW Graphics 200 will go to the Watchorn E-Motorsports Twiggy number 91 Chevy Silverado.
That right there was an exciting race. I think it was the best race we've seen all season long. It's just going to get better and better as the season keeps going forward, Nolan. I think the top three drivers did a fantastic job tonight, and I couldn't ask for more.
It was an amazing race that we had here tonight, as we'll just wait for the final few drivers to come across the start-finish line. And Watchorn will carry it around through the final corner with some of his Watchorn eMotorsports teammates, and he will now burn it down on the front straightaway. Well-deserved win here tonight. The 91 truck had to put in the work. Put in the work he did, as he will celebrate here at the Texas Motor Speedway. What a night for the number 91, and what a night in general that we had so far here in this one. We will take an official look at your post-race results here from the Lone Star JW Graphics 200. It is Merrick Watchorn taking a race win over the likes of Brady Weiland and Christopher Howell rounds us off the podium. Bill Hales picks up fourth with John Holliday, one lap down as well in fifth, with only 4 trucks finishing on the lead lap. Thomas Lane Jr. was in sixth, with Mike Allen in eighth. Jeremy Durant was ninth. John Bawalda Jr. will finish things out for the top 10. Timmy Reed is back in 11th spot, with the likes of Michael Mayu in 12th. Josh Berry was 13th, with Anthony Mata in 14th. Tom Dixon was 15th. Joshua Jernigan was 16th, and Robert Amaro was 17th. Alan Isaac was the first driver not to finish this race. He finishes 10 laps down into the 18th position. From there, we move on to the likes of Dale Rapp, Selena Thompson, Patrick Hernandez, Kitty Engstrom, Jacob Malone, Aaron Raymond, Bill English, and Tim Setzer will round out a 26-car grid here tonight from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway. What a night, again, that we have had so far here in this one. We will try to talk to some of your podium finishers at the end of that one, and we will, of course, start things off with the likes of the Watchorn eMotorsports number 91. Merrick Watchorn joins us up here in the broadcast booth. And while Merrick, you get another race win. It's your second of the season, first since Daytona. What a race it was for you, though, and one that you really had to fight for here in the closing laps.
Yeah, it comes down to strategy and tires conservation. So it just came down to who was going to be out of trouble and keeping it clean. So I'm glad I did that. Going back to back, I won yesterday in the Twiggy series, so it's kind of nice to go back to back. I love me some Texas.
Of course, it was a great race overall, but early on, you found yourself sliding down a bit further in this field, and then, of course, we had all of that carnage between laps, I think, well, really about lap 1 to about 45 or so was when things really started to clean up after that. Kind of walk us through, then, what's it like having to try to fight your way back to the field, especially after you start this race on pole?
It comes down to it was very, very tight. I mean, the setup just did not like being behind it. I don't know if we have it too streamlined for like straightaway speed so that we were losing a lot of tires throughout the turn. Something we can move past on and work on for later down the season. I think we go here again. I'll have to double check the schedule. But besides that, I mean, it was fun. I mean, going to the outside, passing on the inside. It was intense. You just had to set yourself up for the proper run and what you're going to try to get out of. I did my best early on lap 7 when I had to block the 89 because I knew if I didn't have that clean air, I was never going to be able to dominate the way I was up there.
Walk us through that last pit stop there. What inspired you to opt for a 2-tire strategy instead of Weileman's take of going fuel only?
At that point, I knew tires was very important, so I saved a last set of tires, and I was going to take 4, but I decided against it. I kind of wanted the car to, like, basically whip around the turn, so it felt like the right side call was the best call, and I just felt like I was faster throughout the race. That last bit just felt so much cleaner, and I can get the car to turn the way I needed to and get out those corners, but man, oh man, I knew if I took 4, I probably would still took me another lap or 2 to catch him, and I didn't want to take anything for chance and have a late restart and have to battle him for on the outside on the restart because I would have fallen back. I probably would have got him, but if another caution came out, we would have just kept racking it until basically there's no way I was going to pass him unless I did some shenanigans on my part. So I knew I needed those tires to get up there and get the clean air I needed and just drive away.
Well, when we go race the next time around, it'll be in upstate New York at Watkins Glen International. We'll wish you the best of luck in that number 91 Twiggy Watt20 Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado. And for now, we'll wish you congratulations once again here from Texas Motor Speedway.
Thanks, Nolan.
Mike Watcher will join us up here in the broadcast booth. Your race winner at the end of the night. We'll move things on down to second place finisher Brady Weileman joins us up next here in the broadcast booth. And Brady, of course, for you, it could have gone a bit better. You finished runner-up, but it ended up being on a strategy call that ends up costing you in those last 10 laps.
Yeah, well, we didn't have enough tires either way to go full green flag run, so it kind of put us off kilter there, because like we didn't know, like we were coming down to like the third to last stop, and I mean I didn't know that we didn't have enough gas to make it to the end if we made it one more stop, so that was on me. I shouldn't have taken tires there, but it came down to it. I came out ahead of Merrick, but I only took 2 left, so it wasn't ideal there to hold him off, obviously, because he either took 2 rights or 4 fresh tires. I think he took 4 fresh probably, because he had an extra set left, he told me. So, it's unfortunate, but hey, I mean, he played it right. He deserves it. He made the right strategy call.
And, of course, for you, it was a bit of a work to get back to the front. The record only shows +1 spots gained for you today, but I think that's a bit of an understatement considering where you had to come back from, especially after you found yourself put up into that outside wall off of turn 2 on one of the wilder wrecks we saw so far this race. Why don't you walk us through what that was like from your perspective?
Yeah, so I was actually watching it back here. I mean, obviously there was no avoiding it. And then after I got hit into the outside wall, I was like, all right. And then I just got smashed out of nowhere again. And then by the 97, and it was on from there. Water temp started to rise, so I was like, all right, I got to coast this thing back to pit road. I got it coasted. I just took gas and took my faster pair, and I somehow didn't get an EOL or didn't go a lap down, and that kind of saved me a little bit. I'm pretty sure after that, on that run, I got back up to like 5th or 4th. And from there, it was like I never even wrecked, which was amazing. I didn't think that was possible. That was crazy.
When we go racing next, it's going to be at Watkins Glen International, our first road course here of the season. What's your take? Do you think you can go one better over in upstate New York?
I think I can. In Twiggy iRacing Series, I beat Merrick at least. So hopefully it's a little closer between him and I like the battle on a road course, but I find myself to be good with the stock cars on road courses, but you never know what could happen. It's a new race, new day that day, so you never know what could happen. Hopefully come out with the win, and obviously it's a money race. $100 I think goes to the winners, so that would be pretty good to have. Just hoping we can have another good day there and hopefully pull out a win.
Well, wish you the best of luck then as we get set to go racing in Thunder Valley. For now, though, from Texas Motor Speedway, congratulations on that second place, and we'll wish you the best of luck next week.
Thank you.
That was Brady Weileman joining us up here, second place in the broadcast booth. We'll move on down to our third and final driver on the podium. It is Christopher Howell joining us up here next to the driver that finishes P3 after climbing up 5 spots. And, well, at the end of the race there, Chris, you end up finding yourself in quite a bit of no man's land. You're able to coast to an easy podium.
Yeah, I just ran out of tires. Took a set too early, and one of those cautions we came in, and I could have swore I hadn't checked my tires, and of course it took lefts. But it is what it is. Merrick just had a better strategy than us tonight, so it's all good. I'll still take a P3. It's good points tonight. So.
Of course, it is the old version of Texas Motor Speedway from 2008 that we race on here tonight instead of the newer layout that was reprofiled back in 2017. What's your take on this older Texas? A lot of people tend to love this version a lot more than the newer one. I know I certainly do, but what's your thoughts on it?
Well, this is the first time I ever raced Old Texas, so I guess it did pretty well for me. So I would say I guess I like it, but I mean, I like New Texas. I like Old Texas. Doesn't really make a big difference to me. Just got different characteristics for both tracks. So yeah, it's just more wide open here on the old.
It very much is, and it provided a good show for us tonight. Obviously, with this third place and with Brandon McLaughlin not showing up to the show here tonight, you're going to be able to easily put yourself up into the top 5 in points, and I believe get around for 4th as well, as Patrick Hernandez had a bit of a bad day and finds himself DNFing from this race. Do you think you can make a run then for the top 3 coming to the next few weeks?
Yeah, I should be able to. I mean, I've had some bad luck early on, and I'm starting to put some races together here. So if I can just keep this momentum going, man, watch out, because I'm coming for the points lead, and that's my teammate up there. So hey.
Well, there you go. Well, the challenge has been thrown down, and we'll keep an eye on you then, Chris. We will watch your career with great interest. As we get set to leave tonight, we'll obviously wish you the best of luck then at Watkins Glen International, and congratulate you once again on that 3rd place finish.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, fellas, and you guys have a good night.
That was Christopher Howell in the Summity Motorsports #1 machine, bringing it home in that 3rd position. And that's going to do it then for our driver interviews. And what a show, again, that we've had so far here from Texas Motor Speedway, Daniel. And obviously, Watkins Glen comes up 1 week from now. What do you think we can expect from our opening road course of the season?
Well, we know Watkins Glen is famous. It's a famous road course. It's one of my favorite road. And I like that because, there's always those last lap passes there for the S's or the dog leg. You never know what's going to happen. Well, not the dog leg, but the bus stop. You know what never happens there. Anything can happen there. We get last lap passes on road courses and a lot of action. You see drivers going over the speed bumps there and whatnot, the ruffle strips. So I can't wait to see what happens there. It was an incredible race here tonight. I loved it. Loved racing on these old tracks here, as we're going to see those old tracks into play throughout this season in 2023. And this is one of them that provided a very good show for us tonight. We saw flips. We saw carnage. We saw stuff that we really weren't expecting here tonight. And we thought the 2-truck had it made, but he just couldn't seal the deal here tonight. And I'm sure he'll get a victory here very soon in the TNGG Truck Series.
Well, we'll see what's going to come up for us here at Watkins Glen International 1 week from now, where we go racing same time, same place on Green Flag TV. For now, though, from Fort Worth, it is time to close. My name is Little Rempel with Daniel Paulus Jr. beside me in the broadcast booth. Thank you for joining us for a Saturday night truck racing action in the TNGG IEL Truck Series. We'll see you next time when we go racing in Thunder Valley.